What's up, y'all? Ha 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 ha. What's up, y'all? This is Black Lightning Matters. This is the Carefree Black Nerd review over CWDC Living Single. Tyler Perry. This is the Carefree Black Nerd review over CWDC.
You echoing.
Oh shit.
Tyler Perry.
See? All right, bro. Technical difficulties.
What are you echoing?
Bro. I don't know.
Turn something off or down or mute something.
I'm trying. Hold up, y'all.
I don't know.
We'll be back.
No.
We'll be back.
We'll
Wait.
I'm trying. Hold up, y'all. We'll be back.
Okay, we're back. Okay, you good?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I don't know what was going on.
You would take you need a TC in your life.
No, for real. No, for real. So we'll try this again. This is Carefree Black Nerd review over Black Lightning Podcast. I am your host, your co-host, rather, Ray Coleman, the Carefree Black. And I have with me today, as I do whenever there's not technical difficulties.
Hi, my name is Cole Jackson. I am the other half of this wonderful Black Lightning Podcast Black Lightning Matter podcast. Wow, first of all, Rain, you don't fit around here. There's kind of a vibe going on, and your stuff is in storage. So,
okay. Well, Cole, it's been a year. I mean, this podcast, it may have been off for a year, but I mean, you didn't have to just throw my shit away.
Some of those things that just don't fit anymore.
On your podcast. It's not ours, it's yours. Man, oh my God. So yeah, this is y'all farewell season 4. This is review for episode 4. Yeah. Cole, hold
on. You got to tell everybody. Look, make sure you guys check us live every Tuesday. We are on B1K Radio's YouTube and also the Carefree Black Nerd YouTube. So you got 2 places to go. No excuses. Catch us on social media. As you can see, we have our social media here on Instagram. So make sure you guys check us out and make sure you just kind of like, share, and subscribe so we can get those numbers up. I had to put the housekeeping out there first.
You got it. See, that's why this is a duo. You got it, fam. Also,
and if you have comments and questions, end of the show. I had to put that out.
And so bring them comments and questions, bring them observations, all that. We will check those towards the end of the episode. Also, check us out, of course, on Mondays before the show airs. That is 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern over on Instagram for our pregame.
What is that in Freeland time?
So, I don't know, episode 2 continuously. I don't know. No, Freeland is Eastern, right? Yeah, I think that's Eastern. That's Atlanta.
They Hawaiian.
The only state in the United States proper that is the Hawaiian. Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God,
bro. Okay, so we're here, episode 4. You know what? Nah, forget it. Listeners and viewers, and we're going to give you a little taste of episode 4, and then we'll get into the discussion. So let's do this.
That's really funny coming from you.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
Means I saw you, Lynn. You and your little cozy dinner with Tobias, which was 3 days ago. No word from you. Why is that? Is he your new type now?
You son of a bitch. You hid things from me our entire marriage, and I don't tell you one thing.
One thing? You're a drug addict. You hid that from us for months. You know, you could be on something right now. You tell me that you weren't. I wouldn't believe you. I don't trust you.
Right. Because the only person you truly trusted is gone now, right? Henderson? What would Henderson say if he was here right now, Jeff? Huh? What would Henderson say if he could see you right now, Jeff?
I can't do this.
That scene was good and bad at the same time.
I mean, I'm saying that scene, and there's another scene I think was the best of the whole episode. But yeah. So
you're a drug addict, Lynn. Thank God somebody finally sees it my way.
No, you're a son of a
Lord
bitch.
knows that Rain don't see it the way I see it.
No, I do.
It's green light, man. It's green light. It's okay.
No, fam. I do. We on the same page. I was just really holding out. I was hoping that the show would do better by Lynn. I feel like they failed this character so hard, so much. Like, so I'm with you. She's a drug addict. You know,
crack.
There's no denying it.
Crack. That's why we have crack.
Listen. It is what it is, I guess. So, I mean, what's up? What you got for us? This is episode 4, the mid-season finale. What do we have? Because we don't know how many episodes in this damn
I'm
season.
pretty sure next week will be the finale.
I mean,
this week was okay. Good. It was some good highs and was some some bad lows. There's some continuing arches in this show that just it's continual arches in this show that I don't understand. Okay. I need some deposition, some background on some of this stuff because none of this is making sense. And a particular character that we'll get to, her possible ending. Ooh, that was not good.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. I agree. Before going forward, listeners, those of you listening at home, even those of you listening and watching live, please use that hashtag BLMPod. Let us know your thoughts, what you're thinking, comments, questions, concerns. You share our views. Are you opposed to our views? We're a well-rounded podcast. If you don't agree, that's fine. We'd still like to hear it. But yeah. So yeah, I'm with you. I thought this was a good episode, but when I say good, you know, you got to look at the bar in which you're judging it. I do think that this episode had the energy that a premiere episode should have had. I feel like the fast-paced, nonstop, in your face, this was a solid episode in that regard.
Right.
I got to give him that.
I'm not really gonna agree with that. I see where you're coming from, but I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I think we're probably where we need to be in this season with this episode. I wish we could have. Wish all episodes would have been. I guess maybe 2 and 3 just. Maybe I don't know. 2 and 3 was maybe they were just bad. Let me just be real.
Yeah, they weren't.
And this wasn't the greatest episode in the world.
Oh no, by no means, no.
So that was I guess you want to get into it?
Come on, get into it.
So let's start off with my good list. As one of these days we'll start out with the bad list. So I'm probably gonna foreshadow who I'm gonna pick for my favorite character. But Tobias, the first thing I said was Tobias is amazing in this episode. From the opening scene where he had his foot on Jefferson's chest to the scene where he had brunch or breakfast or both.
I know, Atlanta, let us know. No, so
when that fools the meeting with the mayor was awesome. I really enjoyed Tobias this episode because Tobias was last week he was merciful, he was a mustache twirling bad guy. This week he was cold, he was calculating, very intelligent. He knew how to get people. He set his plans. He put his plans together and went forward with them. And he made this episode for me. So I am foreshadowing like probably who I'm going to pick for my favorite character. How'd you feel about Tobias this episode?
I enjoyed him a lot. Tobias he has been a consistent acting wise, aesthetic wise, like even in the episodes and seasons that weren't as great, he has really been a solid character throughout. And I'm hoping and praying and whatever religious thing you do, I hope that Crondon gets more acting positions, because this episode reminded me that he ain't nobody to be messed with. Slick mouth, constantly got the comebacks. It ain't even comebacks. He got the come for yous. He just come out the gate just talking shit. You are a coon. Like what?
Tobias, when he said only if you can give my love to Lynn.
I was like, oh, the writing for him, I think, has been stellar throughout.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed him this episode to the point where I was even okay for a little bit of not knowing anything about these random people. This Joey Toledo, knockoff Joey Toledo and Cyanide.
Right.
So no, I enjoyed him. Tobias did what needed to be done this episode.
Yeah.
I agree.
I completely thought that his plan that he set up in this episode was amazing as far as like, so, you know, I think, was it 2 episodes ago when he first, or was it last episode when he sat down with the mayor and the mayor was like, you know, Negro, we shake hands and smile, but you know, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you.
Yeah.
And then instead of him just killing the mayor, he has an overarching plot of, let's set up something that you can talk to Freeland in the safe zone. Let's make sure that we have it set up to where Lala shows up, or these metas that's going to show up. Like everything's going to show up, and it's going to be a problem for everybody else but me.
Yeah,
I look like the good one out of, or I'm coming out of this looking good.
Yeah,
and the mayor gets killed.
See, I wish that was the Tobias we got for the last 2 seasons. I don't think we got a bad Tobias, but what I feel like is with Tobias doing this level of gymnastics to make his stuff work, if we had have gotten that in 2 and 3, but also the little villain of the weeks, that would have made for a much better Lex Luthor type character, or like it would have made him, to me, more grandiose Magneto style. Like it would have elevated the character instead of having him like go to Russia, stay at that old lady house, and killed her son, and like. So I don't think his appearances in the last 2 seasons were bad.
Right.
But I think this, if we had have gotten this Tobias earlier, chef's kiss.
And to be completely honest with you, and I've said this since episode 1, he is Lex Luthor in this. He's Black Lex Luthor, and now I can kind of see where we're going, because I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, you know what, maybe I should run for mayor.
I mean, it ain't president, but it's on his way, you know.
Or he might be mayor next episode. That'd be season finale.
I mean, yeah, because you know it's only 7 episodes. So yeah, I like that as well. I like that. I knew the mayor was going to die. And I knew it when he was at that Illuminati meeting, and he was like, "Yeah." The mayor's like, "Oh, I should, what do you say? I second guess you, or I judged you too harshly, or something." He was like, "Yeah, you might do it again." And I was like, "Yeah." The mayor's,
you okay?
I'm good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I'm feeling. I think he did stellar job all around.
I hate that Mayor Black is dead though. He was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, but the thing is, do they have the budget? Yeah, he's not William from Girlfriends right now, but as you know, there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of cast members on this season.
Yeah,
that I think come with maybe a heftier price tag, and so.
I mean, yeah, man, but he was really. I enjoyed his scenes when he was on.
Same.
And you know, it was just one of them things where I'm like, yo, like, you know, he still got it.
Yeah.
He can still act.
I honestly, and this is just me wishful thinking, you know, if I had the season under my control, I wanted to see him and his kids. Now I know it was just a line that they said to emphasize what was going on at Garfield, but I would have liked to have seen him cast his 2 kids and his wife if he's married, like something about maybe the nostalgia of seeing William from Girlfriends, a show that I watched in its entirety. But I was like, oh, I just want to give me more of the mayor. And if you were going to kill him, I'm like, man, this is pretty quick, man. Like, what about episode 6 maybe? Like, why you gotta kill him now?
Right.
So that's why. But I'm good with it. I'm happy to see him acting again. I'm happy to see him on screen. I don't know what he's been doing in the meantime, but I wish Lala had killed him so he could have came back. But
right. Right. That would have been cool.
Luanda.
You're terrible. Okay, real quick. You brought up the Illuminati meeting.
Mhm.
So I gotta check you on something. The police chief currently, we have been calling her Carla from Scrubs. That is incorrect. We are both incorrect.
Yes.
Do you know where she's from?
Yes.
The actress is Melissa Di Sorosa, and she played Shelby in The Best Man.
And you know what?
They don't all look the same, okay?
Look, that ain't us. I knew that was her, not like in my subconscious, because I kept looking at her and I was like, Carla was on Claws. Carla is like a stockier stud on Claw. Like this is no, that's literally she's thicker, and she plays a stud. I don't know if she's queer in real life, but I was like, yeah. I kept saying to him, I was like, I'm wrong. This is wrong. This feels wrong. But I'm gonna roll with it because in the middle of tweeting, I gotta get these tweets off. But I was like, oh, this is wrong. So this is our official apology, Shelby, even though you were a villain in The Best Man.
She was a damn good one. Terrible. Best Man and Best Man Holiday. She was her thing in both of them. They're supposed to be a show, so.
They show are. They show are. We're gonna see.
Sorry. Another scene that another part of the episode that I liked and I thought was pretty good, and it made sense, even though I don't like the character. The bar scene where Jefferson leaves after the what?
Go on, I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had the best video of all time. Go ahead.
After his argument, he goes to a bar. Hopefully that was your boy's bar, 2-Bit. And they sit down, and the white lady news lady comes on, and she all talks about what happened with Lightning and stuff like that. But I kind of enjoyed Jefferson being there when the dude was like, he old school, just like us.
Yeah,
like, he gonna come back, and everybody's like, he gone, man. He ain't coming back. He gone, man. And even though the speech was kind of corny, I like the fact that Jefferson was able to touch this when he, the cop basically goes into this speech about saying, when I was a kid, he saved me, he saved my life. He told me, everybody deserves a second chance. Don't get me wrong, the speech was kind of lame, but I enjoyed that because I enjoyed the part where Jefferson was like, what has he done? He's setting himself up to self-sabotage. And people are like, no, like Black Lightning has done a lot for the city, and we love you. And that dude was like, I was out there bad, and now look, I'm doing better for myself. He helped me save my life. You didn't like that scene?
No, that's on my bad list. The issue I have with Jefferson in that moment. Now, again, intellectually, I understand they're making a show. There's certain beats you got to hit. But my thing is, Jefferson, you so quick to try to save fucking Garfield and Freeland and be the second coming of Jesus. You're not. To me, it's the same issue with Batman to an extent. Yeah. You are at a certain tax bracket where you surround yourself with this certain thing. And so when you have people on the ground who do look up to you, like those folks at the bar, you so far removed and disjointed from the actual community that this shouldn't be news to you, that these people adore you. This shouldn't be news to you when even as Jefferson, I don't. To me, you've been doing it for too long. You've been doing it for. Go ahead. I
have to give you a little bit of pushback on that because I'm excusing that from the simple fact that we don't know what happened in this year. Like that's the thing that's messing up a lot of the storylines in this series this year.
Yeah.
What happened in this year to where the Pierces are just fucked up? Mm-hmm. We know that his best friend died. Yep. I get that. But he's still grieving
after a year.
And then he hasn't put on has he put on the suit? Did he try to put on the suit? Because clearly they keep making it a point that metas have been running wild. The 100 been running wild for this whole year.
Wild where and more wild than the like we've seen footage. Remember that dude at the jail who pushed that dumpster and got we've seen metas run wild. This ain't nothing new.
Right.
they're doing that Riverdale thing where just because they've been off air for a while, they think we forget. Like, no, we were there from day one. So that's on my bad list. But also, fun fact, the police officer who gave that speech is actually the rapper in the beginning of the series.
Local rapper?
No, he's not. He's not the rapper for real. I was joking. But he
my thing is, on Twitter get at it.
You give this impassioned speech about how great Black Light, like this character, the Black Henderson's nephew, whatever he is, he don't feel written consistently. Like, how are you angry at Black Lightning on the phone, but then you got this speech about him, but then even in this episode, like first when you were questioning Jefferson, episode 1 about the police officers being killed, you were like on his head, but then you're like, oh man, I don't know about Tobias. I mean, he doesn't feel consistent either.
Right.
The most extreme being talking mess to Black Lightning on the phone, but then you in this bar, he was like a daddy to me. Like, what are you talking about? Girl, you have his number. You can call him.
Man.
Where does he come from?
Come on, Ryan. I think that speech made sense because he literally said I was doing bad out here in these streets, and he gave me an opportunity. He told me everybody deserved a second chance. I think that's a cool thing.
I think that's fine. But then why you give him all this heat and all this anger in the first episode like that? To me, that's where the show is falling apart, because not that you got to call him like, oh, Black Lightning, remember me? I was 12. I miss you. I mean, I get Henderson passed on the mantle to you. So now you have direct access to Black Lightning and you ain't got a fanboy over him. But what was the point of having him be so, fuck you?
Put some respect on his name. Put some respect on that man's name.
He didn't do that himself.
He did put a whole group of metas together to fight the fucking.
I don't think you hear me. I'm not talking about Black Lightning. I'm fine with the bar scene. I'm saying the police officer, the Robin dude. He's annoying the hell out of me. You giving me two different energies. You hold him in this reverence. You like Black Lightning, but then when you have direct access to him, you being shitty. What was that about?
Man, that was the first episode, and it's been a whole.
And they did that wrong. If anything, he should have been like, "Man, where the fuck you been? It's been a year. Yeah. That's why I'm angry," or something like. I don't know. It's just the continuity. Yeah, whatever. But that bar scene was terrible to me. Not terrible. I just think it wasn't executed well.
Yeah, I like the fact that they had it, but it really wasn't put together very well. Now, it was executed pretty shittily, but I like the fact that they had something, and I like the fact that Jefferson's like, well, what has he done for us? What has Black Lightning done for any of us?
Yeah,
really done. He just punched out some dudes. I was like, well, Jeff, like
we can tell you what he's done. The first episode, didn't he save them girls from that hotel? Hotel? Like, you did a little something.
Motel, yes.
He did something.
I missed that.
But yeah, no, I that still for me was on my bad list, just mainly because of execution. Because I think it's fine. I just think somebody else should have delivered that speech. And I know it's a setup for him and Black Lightning to work together later on and be cool or have a whatever. But it was just like, man, what are you talking about?
Do you have anything else about that scene?
As
far as like that, I only got one more good thing.
As far as bad, not really. Like I thought it was odd. I understand what they were doing, so I'm not really upset behind it. I like that Lettucey was sitting next to Jefferson in the bar. That was cool. Yeah. No, all in all, I honestly think it was a solid scene, but that was my bad because of execution. So that's it.
The only other good thing I have on my list for this week's episode is the Gambi storyline is actually pretty good. I gotta say, Gambi doing his spy thing, and he being James Bond, loving the ladies. He got us some booty this week. He just sat up there, tried to sabotage. He's trying to sabotage these weapons coming out.
Yeah.
Which he did, but then it was like, oh, it might take weeks for y'all to produce these weapons. Like, nah, another extra couple days will be fine. I like his storyline. We get a great scene with him and TC, with Kid and Play, and the whole turn that music off.
Yeah,
I really like Gambi and TC. I like them working together.
Me too.
I've always enjoyed their whole partnership type thing. But Gabby's storyline is pretty good. He's sitting up here trying to help. It's one of the lower ranking storylines, but to me, it's actually pretty important because right now he's trying to keep these weapons off the street because they are going to kill somebody for real.
I mean, we saw Lala shooting that same weapon. So yeah, I do like that, and I really do like TC and Gambi as well. And I feel like this show could have really done a great job with showing whatever relationship Gambi had with Jefferson, but through TC in a more deliberate way. But I do think they're doing a good job. I also, my good, and I don't care what you say, was TC's scene at the end of the episode. Because one, I feel like that boy, when you see him against remember the very end when he was talking to So when you see him next to her, for one, it feels like he gave all the energy she should have gave.
Yeah.
Two, he acted his ass off. Like in that scene, I felt like, okay, this man is worried about what's going on. Like I don't know, it's just something about that last scene that really clicked with me. Like, okay, he's like, trying to get an Oscar, he's trying to.
He acted for his life, and that's fine. He's trying to get a check.
And him being Gambi's ward, which I don't know if I said on Twitter if I forgot that or if I didn't realize and put two and two together, but he don't have no family. Like Gambi is his
family.
So, and I like that. Like, if you're going to, and this is, say what you will, if you're going to give us another show with characters in this universe, I think that one would make more sense because one, as far as budget is concerned, it's way low. You just got to make his eyes green every now and then. Two, Gambi as a spy, teaching this black technopath young kid how to be a spy too. Even throw in some painkiller. I think that would be but that's not NCW's brand. So, but I thought TC was overall great in this episode.
And his infatuations with like 90s, 80s, 90s stuff, late 80s, early 90s, like him with the Kid and Play stuff, and is this Kid and Play too hype? And then he brought up a video game reference. I can't remember the exact video game reference. And I was like, okay, like so we're trying to establish that he has a thing for nostalgia. And
they also did it well with Jennifer mentioning something. He was like, "What is that?" Or it was so they. I think they're doing good with that.
Yeah. Now I don't know about this Doritos and Mountain Dew problem that he had.
First of all, this episode was sponsored by Doritos, Mountain Dew, and Audible. Because what is going on? We watched the whole podcast.
Wait a minute.
That wasn't even subtle, fam. He was like, "Here,
yeah, 4 cans. He was watching the fight,
bro."
He was like this whole bag, and he was on can number 4.
Yeah,
he was lit.
He said his piss need to be the same color as his eyes because drinking 4 Mountain Dews, nigga, your piss.
Take this for some energy. It was like, no, nigga, don't give that to nobody.
And that's what Jennifer said. She said, "Boy, quit trying to give me this soda." I was like, I feel like that was improvised. Like, I don't think that was in the script.
Boy, if people get on this alkaline water,
man, say you need. Ooh, but yeah. So Doritos and Mountain Dew definitely came.
You look like you drunk. She came. She's like, you look a mess.
Yo, yes, yes. Oh man, so yeah, that's my good. That's the end of my good list. That and the go-go music, I was like, all right.
Yeah, Kid and Play was doing the go-go. He was like, is Kid and Play too hype? He was like, turn that Jungle Bunny stuff off.
You porch. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, y'all.
Silly Negro.
Boy, what you got for your bad?
All right. Lynn and Jeff's situation is very dumb to me. I am tired of this. Having Lynn and Jeff, it don't work for me. And because I don't have this whole backstory of what happened in this year, this whole argument shit is really fucking with me.
It's old.
Like, it's just like we didn't even get a therapy session this week. Which I kind of like those. It gives. I mean,
no, I'm with you.
Without us having backstory of what happened this past year, those therapy sessions actually kind of give us fill in a little bit of the blanks and help us out. I'm tired of this. he laid in the bed next to a person who he was suspicious of for 3 days. Didn't give a damn. He's been going out to these fight clubs, doing fight club shit. And then Lynn is self-righteous, coming at him like, your daughter doesn't even know you anymore. She didn't want to speak to you.
Bro.
And he was like, you was over. He said, you on the other side of town, start a whole new family with Tobias. What you
the
talking
man that
about?
killed my father. There's no coming back from that. Like, me at a fight club is bad, yeah, but this man murdered my dad.
But see, she tried to justify it. This is what pissed me off too. She tried to justify it by saying you kept secrets our whole marriage.
But
and I was like, well, you go out here and you try to fight these damn supervillains.
No.
And people, I'm kind of to the point where I'm like, I get it. If you're a superhero, you're trying to protect your family because it's some high-powered niggas out here that will kill your family.
Yeah.
Part of the game, don't you understand?
But see, nope, I'm not even gonna give you that, because my feelings are everything that he kept from her was prior to season 1, episode 1. We've gotten over that. We've both come to the point where our daughters are now superpowered. So all that shit in the past means nothing. Since season 2 or 3, you've been addicted to green light. You've been consumed with your work, correct. And you've been doing all these shady things, and yet she's like, "Oh, well, I didn't even know if I could tell you I was seeing Tobias." No, you knew you couldn't tell me,
but she was supposed to.
But no, yeah. I mean, that's in defense of him, not in defense of her. But what I'm saying is, a lot of these issues are making me mad because it's something on both of their ends, honestly, that could be easily rectified with some fucking compassion. If we have 2 children together, the oldest of which is like, what, 24, 25, we've been together for at least 24, 25. I don't know, how old is Anissa? What is she, 30, 23, 27? I don't know. Regardless.
58 years old.
Huh?
158 years old.
All right, but we've been together this long. You mean to tell me we go from foreplay with my electric powers in the bedroom in season 1 to now we can't even say, hey, I think we're both wrong. We need to have a conversation. Y'all going to therapy, for God's sake. You really grieving that hard and you really that strung out that y'all can't come together and be like, okay, look, we've been through a lot of shit. Let's lay all our cards on the table. You're doing this and I don't like it. What am I doing that you don't like? Like, y'all can't, because I'm even fine with them bumping heads throughout the whole season as long as we're working towards getting better. And it's like, okay, let's separate right now. You go in another room, do this, film B-roll or whatever, and come. Like, they argued in those white X-Men prison jumpsuits in season 3.
Yeah.
We're getting a rehash of the same conversations. We don't need that.
My problem is this 1 year that they had this year jump that I think the writer should take that out, or should have taken that out of the script. This should have happened, like, these things should be, they should be like a few months after, like 2 months after the whole Sokovia thing.
First of all, we should have saw the war. I wanted to see the war. Y'all was geared up for a war.
Well, you can't get what you want all the time.
Yeah,
we need to fund Superman and Lois. We can't give these black people all this money. We gotta give it to Superman and Lois. We got that show coming up.
Shut up. No, but yeah, I'm with you though.
And then what even made me even more mad was him coming back, them having the scene in the room where it's like, okay, Lynn, like, I'm sorry. And she was like, well, I'm sorry too. And it's like, well, let me use you to get a heads up on what Tobias is doing. And he's just like, that's a dangerous game, but if we don't play it, who will? Like, that ain't how it worked, homie. Like, to me, it don't work that way.
I would have been okay with that if we had. Okay, so there's a show that I like. It's Leverage. It's really corny, but it's pretty much 4 or 5 folks going to heist. Somebody come to them and say, oh, my dad got cancer. He got it from this oil company. They go on a heist. to defund the oil company to give money to the people they hurt. So they go through the whole episode, and then like with 10 minutes left, then you get the reveal of how everything worked, and they got to this point. And the last 2 minutes or so is like, y'all, we did a good job. Yes, we did. If you had have had them argue this whole season, and then in this episode showed me all these points where he was like, okay, then I want you to go to Tobias, and I want you to do this. Like if they had did that, sure. But this constant arguing just to end up like, do the thing that made me mad to begin with because it's your idea. Now you're not mad about it. I'm still doing the same shit I would have did if it was your idea or not. I mean, the blame's on both ends, but with Jefferson, I'm like, how are y'all writing these characters? What is? I don't even understand where they are. Like, I don't understand what we're looking at. Why are you arguing to begin with? One of them is a doctor. One of them is an Olympic gold medalist who's been a principal over kids for years. Like this, and then Jefferson going to talk to Tobias on his own. What are you doing? Like
he was going to handle it. Apparently,
no, you
and
weren't.
Then he got shut down because Tobias was like, no, Negro, you're gonna do what I tell you to do because I know too much about it, and you too busy trying to keep your secret. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell the whole. If you don't sit your ass down, I'm gonna tell everybody that you're chocolate covered Incredibles.
Yeah, he did say that. He did. That felt very racial. But my thing is, whenever you see folks arguing on the timeline or folks on TV shows, you always say, "Why are you going after the other man, the other woman? Go after the person that's committed to you." That would have made more sense to sit down and talk to Lynn because, as Tobias said, family. Y'all been divorced for 10 years. That ain't family. That's your baby mama.
Baby mama. Now.
Not saying those are my views because baby mama's is family too. But good Lord, Tobias, you anti-black motherfucker.
He's like, nah. He's like, hard to keep up a charge. Man, in your age, that seems to happen a lot. There's medicine. He was so good this episode.
He was. And Jefferson keeps letting this man get under his skin. You too emotional, fam.
But then he'll go to the fight club to let it out instead of whipping Tobias's ass.
But you do it in your dreams. You keep dreaming about it. He was right there, nothing but space and opportunity.
His ass whipping his dreams too.
I mean, yeah, which is like, fam, you gotta win. The season finale is whatever episode he win, and that's the season finale, and not the cage fight. Whenever he suited up and he wins the fight, that's it. The show is over. I don't know.
Do you respect Jefferson now since he's winning these cage fights? He's winning the cage fights now.
No, this is weird. I mean, he's cool. I like Chris Williams. He's doing what he needs to do, but this is weird. Why? Like,
he got some shit to work out.
But that should have, like, if we had have gotten the year, that's something he should have been doing for a year. Let that be how he's taking his stress out. Like,
he had to get Marcel.
Whatever. Like, first of all, this Airbnb, you need a job.
He had to go save Marcel, bro.
Man,
he had to go save him.
Marcel could have came in that ring. He beat him up and then realized it was Marcel. I'm like, oh, sorry, fam. You want this house?
I did like one thing, and I didn't put it in my good list because it's very minute. But the conversation that that tattoo man had with Jefferson, and he was like, "Yo, you gotta stop." And it was like, I was like, "Wait." I was like, "This nigga got feelings," but he was like, "No, you gotta stop because you can fuck up my whole operation if you get fucked up. If you get messed up, right? It could take me down, and I ain't trying to add it. You trying to mess up my money."
Yeah,
I was like, because at first I was like, "Wait a minute," like,
because Jefferson said you growing a heart or some shit.
Yeah, it's like, no, man, you messing up my money.
Oh man,
good thing going on around here.
Man, I hate him. Jefferson is horrible, man. What else you got on your bad list, man?
Need I say it? I really want to hear your rant about it, but Anissa and Grace has done it again.
Terrible. They don't need to be.
The first thing that when I seen her carrying her through that freaking threshold, and then they had this whole conversation about her stuff being in storage. Why get married when you're not ready to be married, Anissa? This girl just came out of a coma, and all of her stuff is put in storage.
Why?
she can't even get her stuff out of storage because there's a vibe in the loft. Some of your stuff, babe, just doesn't really like fit in here.
But also, who's visiting us? We're out fighting crime half the time, and like who else? Like you got some other, running through here.
You were in such a rush to get married. You wanted to get married so bad that you married this woman as soon as she got out of a coma. And now you ain't even give her the respect enough to get something out of storage and have it ready for her. You carrying her across the threshold. And what is this thing with the freaking Shonda thing?
I don't know either.
I don't get it. Like
in a world where we have Alexa and Siri, I don't understand why that's an issue.
What's the problem?
Is it the voice? Because we can change the voice, Grace. Like,
yeah, we can. Michael B. Jordan and Issa Rae is doing the voices now, so we can get them.
I don't like Anissa, and I don't like Anissa and Grace. And again, I would love to hear from some of the lesbian, queer women, non-binary folks who identify with those characters, and I would like for somebody to tell me what is it that you like about them, because all I'm seeing is Anissa being a terrible person and an even more terrible fiance and girlfriend. She's
a wife now. She's the wife.
Oh,
now.
I forgot they were married. Like,
yeah,
so
they're married.
How do you? And somebody mentioned on Twitter, and forgive me, I forgot their name. But I said, how do you be in love with a person? They're in a coma for a year, and you put their stuff in storage. Does that make sense to you? Like, especially when you're not in a dire financial situation where, like, oh, now without that income, I have to rent out this room, so I got to move your stuff. Like, there's nothing that prompted you to move. Like, because for me, I'm in love with you, about to marry you. I want all your clothes right where they are because I know you're going to wake up.
They don't go with the vibe, Rain.
Because the vibe is more important than me.
Yes, my vibe.
Dedicated my love. Yeah, that was so weird. And I know that they set up that to then have that turnaround moment where, like, oh, babe, I bought you the Outsiders comic. That, to me, it's just not done well. It's not executed well.
Mm-mm.
Why have Anissa want to be head over heels in love with this person, but you put their stuff in storage and then they can't bring in a chair? Like, that, to me.
Or leave when she's a leopard.
I mean, that was the first. Like, so it's too many things surrounding Anissa and her relationships that are coming off as just bad writing and faulty judgment on whoever's in the writer's room, because she can be a bad person. Queer people, LGBTQAI people, they can be terrible in relationships and terrible people too. Nobody's denying that, but the stuff that Anissa has done has been like Omega level terrible.
Right.
How do you have a girlfriend in season 1, for whatever reason you break up with her, you get with Grace, you break up with Grace, you get with this recording artist somehow, and then you see Grace, knowing that you ended with her not well, waitressing the party that your new girlfriend is hosting, and then you're like, oh, hey, stranger, what's up? Then when this person asks you, just promise me you won't hurt me again. Mm-hmm. Instead of you saying, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I don't hurt you, you give some half-ass. You can't even commit to that, but I'm supposed to believe that I'm supposed to be okay with, oh, well, they're married because queer representation. That's not enough. This isn't executed well at all. Jennifer and Painkiller had a very good relationship.
That chemistry and that relationship made a lot of sense. It worked. We could see them actually I can most definitely see them being a couple outside of Black Lightning if it was a situation like that. Anissa's just a really horribly written character.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think that her character is supposed to be a little quick draw or headstrong and all this other stuff, but I think the way Nefessa like plays the character, it just comes off as like being an asshole.
But I think that's also with the choices of the script, because you can say, let's say Nefessa is the best actor in the world, let's say she's the worst. Regardless of her acting capabilities, they have made the character do things and say things that were shitty. It don't matter how you deliver the line. If you say, hey, I want to be your friend forever, just don't hurt me. If I can't say, I'm going to try not to. I know this makes you mad. I'm going to try my best not to do that. If I can't even say that, it ain't the acting.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Grace's character is a little too submissive to Anissa's character?
Yeah, because what else is she going to do? They give her nothing to do. She has no identity outside of being. We started off with her being a comic book fan, being into literary stuff. She owned a gay bar, or at least worked at one. I think she owned it. She owned a gay bar. Then we even had the mystery of your identity, where you come from, and then we even had what she was like sold into human trafficking or something. Like we had things that could have developed. Like there could have been some B story where while Anissa was looking for her in that season, it could have been her trying to reach out to people like her, like maybe her family, on the road to find her family because maybe someone else has this meta gene. Yeah. She is written as a shadow to Anissa.
Okay. The reason why I asked that question is because we get to a part where they're patrolling and she was like, you need to try to do something about your secret identity. And she was like, no, like I know I can change my whole look. And she changes into this different look and she's like, oh, that's wild. I don't know if I'm supposed to be something or turned on. And she was like, And I was like, wait, I said, this doesn't even, why are y'all even going this route? Like,
why are we talking about this now? What if we're gonna do this whole sexy whatever? To me, I think a great scene for them is having them in bed, doing lesbian.
They've
stuff.
done that, and it was
no. What I'm saying is, with the nature of Grace's powers, if you give me an intimate, good scene between them, no, I'm not talking sex, romance, whatever, and then have them get attacked, like the X-Men mansion keeps getting attacked, where now you have to be in fight mode with your partner. Like, because I feel like that collection of scenes will give you the lesbian romance of it all. It'll give you the fun, cute, intimate energy, and it'll give you that fight, right? Because this conversation, that didn't need to be had at all. That you could have cut that out, and the scene reads the same.
I'm going to continue to say what I've been saying. Nefessa Williams is not really she's not comfortable with playing this role. Neither one of these characters, neither one of these people have real chemistry with each other. Like, I don't see them being in love for real. I don't see them being a couple for real. Even if they're acting, they don't act like there's no chemistry there for me. Mm-hmm. This is on my end. Mm-hmm. I think that at times Grace could be a bit submissive to Anissa's character, probably coming from where you're coming from. She hasn't done anything. They haven't given this character anything. We just know all these horrible things, and she just came out of a coma. But being so willing to say yes to marrying her right after she comes out of a coma,
I think she should
push back about that situation. Mm-hmm. I think that even the whole conversation with them talking about her stuff being in storage, she was very passive about it too.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think she should say no, and we should not get married. Like, I just got out of a coma. I know your whole family. Why aren't they here for this? Mm-hmm. She should say no. And even with that, she should have put her foot down. I'm not going to stay here. I would have left. I would say, I'm not staying here if my stuff ain't here. We're not married. Then we're just roommates. And actually not even that, because none of my stuff is here. No, so no. I think they made
what happened to how could you? You know, I was gone. I was in a coma, not dead. You know what I'm saying?
That would have been a moment for a conversation like we got in that clip with Lynn and Jefferson. That would have been a good moment to have that conversation with them, even if you don't think they act too well, whatever. But that still was a moment lost that could have been like, there's tension here. Every marriage isn't perfect just because, you know.
But even the part where they were walking and Jennifer was like, "Hey, you want me to give y'all some space?" And she was like, weird. It's not like that. I'm like, y'all are a couple. Jennifer knows y'all a couple. So why is it not like that? What do you mean? She's just trying to like, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. So what is it like?
But it ain't like what? What is it not like? I'm like, are y'all arguing? Are y'all getting sexy? Like, I don't understand. What is it? I didn't get it.
Yeah, I was like, she knows that you two are in a. I mean, she might not know that y'all are married, but Jennifer is like, I know y'all are a couple. Our whole
She's been new. She's known for years.
So what's the problem?
I don't know, man. This is
like, it ain't like that. And I just let me just say this is my last thing too.
Okay,
this fucking attack on the mayor was one of the worst scenes I've ever seen in my life. Okay, one, the cartwheel that Grace did to try to save the mayor was horrible. If you just would have ran in there and grabbed him, you would have been fine. He would have lived. We would have kept Mayor Black for another episode. No, you got to cartwheel your ass on in there and do these acrobatics. And then I really hate how lame Thunder is when Anissa's like, "Oh, take the shot. Oh, I got your back." Like, just shut up and just take the. You don't got to say that. We know you got her back. We get it. That was horrible. Y'all don't even fight well together.
Yeah, there was no. I was just about to say that the choreography. If you look at Jennifer and Anissa's fight from episode 2, I think. Probably versus this one. I was like,
Grace is cartwheeling in here trying to say. I was like, do we even need the cartwheel? Like, you could. And
then the other thing is, you could, like, her power lends itself to you getting a stunt double. Like, you could have literally had her turn into anybody and fight, and then just turn back into herself. Like, she could have turned into the mayor and be like, "I'm right here." You know, like, she could be like, "What?" I don't know, man. Like, they're not really using these people to their full potential. Because I would have a nice season set up for you. We might have to do a We Control Black Lightning season 4 episode and figure out,
that'd be something else if we did that.
I mean,
we have to hear from the fans. For people who listen, we have the listeners.
Yeah.
My last bad thing that I have, and it's overarching.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing with Jennifer?
Yeah, I'm with you.
What are we doing?
Because she's gone. She'll come back at the season finale, probably, and be like the MacGuffin or the thing that wins the battle. She has to come back, but
she got on my nerves this episode.
Okay, I'm with you.
I mean, no, she snitched. She's never happy. She's not. She scowls every scene, and I'm like, okay. And I think the way she treats TC, and TC's like, "Yo, I'm trying to help you."
Yeah,
and she treats him like dirt. Like, she don't want to go to college. And I'm like, there's really no background behind why she's like this. To me, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not,
because she scowls she hates everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like, I get it. Like, and why is she a high school girl who don't know how social media works?
I don't know. Social media is weird here. I feel like they've kind of watered it down for the universe because
she's in high school.
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, and why does TC have to break it to everything?
That's what
TC is going to jail. He's going to jail. He's been breaking it to everything. But yeah, no, I'm with you. That's weird. Even the the Lindsay line? What is it? What's the white lady, the right wing lady?
Oh, something Lynn. I can't remember something.
Yeah, I feel like this forced at this point. I don't need to see her. Oh, we know you changed the original video, and you're not gonna get away that easy. Like,
right?
What are we talking about? What is this? Yeah, so I'm with you.
And then so we get the end of the episode. Jefferson is giving this long speech about being the man he used to be. He wants his daughter to respect him again. I want you to love me again. We're going to love each other. I'm going to be the man you're supposed to be. And she sat up there and she cried. And then she just kind of just left and went back into the stratosphere. And just like that, she's gone. She was like, "Oh, I'm hurting." And TC was like, "Hey, like, your suit is going crazy right now. There's shit going on. What's happening?" Mm-hmm. She was like, "I'm good." And then she was like, "Whoa, I ain't good no more." And then she just turns into
Thanos.
Dust. It was more like a pixie dust type situation for me.
No more. Yeah, TC, that's the scene where I feel like he gave the energy she should have gave. Like, why are you not? Give me some emotion. She's like, "Oh."
Can I ask her a question?
Go ahead.
Why is she mad about her dad being in a fight club?
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so this is the thing. I think there's grounds to be mad because it's like, you keep telling me to do X, Y, and Z. Y'all want me to go to college, this and that. I want to. No. But that's what I'm saying is, with this episode, you had 3 episodes to lay the groundwork so that once she saw that he was in that cage fight, it would have made sense and would have motivated her to leave. She's ran away before. Mm-hmm. This was weird. I was like, why don't you just open the door and tell him? Well, first of all, why didn't you tell him like you've done before? what the hell you doing at a Fight Club? Like, she's been that person
Right.
before who would have talked to her parents like, y'all can't just do X, Y, and Z and expect me to just, So even from season 1 with Khalil, taking care of him, and it's like, oh, this is just a high school thing. High school or not, my boyfriend is fucking hurt now because of me. So it's just.
She had a whole scene where she was like, me and Khalil thinking about having sex. Remember that episode?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We're trying to have sex.
Yeah, and they handled it. I feel like they handled it well. Well, they handled it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. This is so weird. Yeah, they should have set up the motivation for her running away. Like, they set up her flying. Like, we get that she flies to space every night, but
we don't understand. We don't understand if she's flying up there to get healed, or is it because it's just a getaway, or was it like, we don't know if she's weak and it gives her strength. Like, it's kind of cloudy on why she does that all the time. To me, it is.
She's a drug addict. That's what Jefferson said.
She on crack too?
No, that's
crack, don't you? Crack.
You're a whore and a junkie. No, that's I don't know. That was strange to me, and I didn't like it. I just want more. It feels like we're getting so many different shows just together, so many storylines just smashed together. So it just doesn't.
Honestly, this is probably one of the more cohesive shows we got in this season.
No, I agree. It still ain't. It's still odd. There's some odd choices being made. So, that's that.
You have any other bad things to add on?
I got Jennifer. I got Brunch Gay's knockoff cousin.
Breakfast Gay.
I got for those of you who have never listened to the podcast, there's a character. Was it last season, the Senator or something?
That was season 2, I thought.
Because he got the Captain Planet Earth, Wind, and Fire gang beat him up. The guy who told Lala about Tobias's plans is like a knockoff version of Brunch Gay. That's what that is. Jefferson's dreams. I'm sick. Like, we're just beating a dead dog at this point. Jefferson, Elena, Tobias' little 3-day love triangle, the bar scene, and that homeless event. But we've touched on that. Yeah, that's really all I got.
You seem super disappointed. All right.
I am.
So let me one of the points that I wanted to kind of put out there or wanted to say, because we do good, bad, and then kind of go into some points. One thing that I wanted to, or questions or questionable things.
Mm-hmm.
Does this show, well, one, do we get Jefferson back in the suit before the show's end? I feel, the reason why I'm saying is because I kind of felt like the bar scene may have pushed him more towards, okay, I am doing good. Do we get him back in the suit before the show ends? Do you think we will?
If we do, we need a few more scenes like the bar scene. Maybe not exactly beat for beat, but some kind of way where he softens his attitude and realizes he is needed. And it might just take Tobias to be mayor. It might be what it takes. But I think we do get him back in the suit, because why not? Why have Black Lightning, especially the farewell season, and he's not in the suit? I think they're making that be a big reveal. Now, one thing I considered was in Cold Dead Hands, the limited series that came out right before the show aired in season 1, he had 3 different suits, or it was one suit that did 3 different things. So he has the regular one, I think the lighter color one, and then the black one. In this show, we've never gotten an all black. So maybe that's it. He gets a brand new updated suit. I don't know, but I think we do get him in his suit before the show ends. Yeah. All of them, actually.
And my second question or point or whatever the case may be is, how, I keep saying it, when does Painkiller arrive? When does the backdoor pilot arrive?
I think it's episode 7. No, seriously, I feel like that's what I read was episode 7. No, I want to say something I read earlier. I thought they said episode 7 was the backdoor pilot. Either that or that's the way I interpreted it. But I've really been honestly sitting here like, episode 7, yeah. Like, that's what I've been thinking this whole time.
So the season finale is when we get the
Actually, no, it's the what is it? Yeah, the episode after the season finale. And they just call it Black Lightning episode 7.
The reason why I'm saying this again, and I keep bringing it up, but the reason why I'm saying it now is because like Jennifer's gone, and I don't think she's coming back to maybe the season finale. So is it now time for us to put in Painkiller and kind of maybe juice up the show a little bit? Maybe Painkiller's reintroduction will juice this back up and get it back rolling in a better way.
At this point, it could be anything. It's been a year. He could have already traveled the world, and his season is just the prequel to this season. Who knows? I think that CW knows their audience, and they have a type. He's going to be shirtless, and he's going to be like, we know that. We know what they're going to do to bring to utilize Jordan Calloway.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that it's meaningful, like how we're getting that Gambi spy espionage stuff. Give me some Painkiller. If he's a villain, if he's a hero, I don't care what he is, but give me that type of care and delivery with his story. Because I think at this point, TC, Gambi, Lauren, and that's probably the best acting with story for this show so far this season. Jennifer with her Taking Back My Narrative, I don't feel like we needed that.
No, she does.
Jefferson, I get grief, and I'm not by any means saying you can only grieve for a year. What I'm saying is you are a grown man with a wife and kids, and you have a certain station, and you also are in charge of all these kids in Garfield. If you're going to have your grief, why are you taking it out on your family in this way that makes no sense, especially with the character we've gotten? His father died. Henderson is more important than his father. Now, again, not comparing grief, but you mean to tell me Henderson's death, though you're in two different stations in your life, it just feels like he would have that together.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm not ever going to be Black Lightning. I'm going to focus on family because I lost my brother. Like it. So that's my long-winded answer.
Maybe when Painkiller shows up, I think it'll punch up the show a little bit.
He gonna do some punching. We know that. He gonna punch somebody.
I don't know if he is in that. The way this is as disjointed as this show is, man, he might come in and start playing football. He'd be the new Cyborg. He come in and start quarterbacking for Freeland High School. Who's that man around there? He's going places.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. They just need Keisha to come back in the episode. The show will be great. If we bring Keisha back, everything is solid.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm gonna just take what they give me. This episode was better, but I'm gonna wait for 6, 7, and 8 to give me the same energy before I'll be like, oh yeah, it's turned around.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, so it's time for us to pick our favorite, least favorite.
Yeah.
All of those wonderful things.
Okay. And who you got?
I foreshadowed in the very beginning of the episode, Tobias was the MVP. He was the guy holding the ship together this week. I think every scene that he was in this week was good. He was calculating. His plan was going on, even though he is basically Black Lex Luthor, which I kind of hate because I think if he could be Kingpin, that would be even better. Like Kingpin from Spider-Man. But I get it. But yeah, Tobias Will completely killed this episode. So I thoroughly enjoyed his role.
Okay. I was going to go with Tobias as well, but I figured you would. I have to go with TC. And again, it's only because when you look at these characters with the CGI and all that we got going on, there's only, like, Tobias is great no matter what. But TC acting against that, like, camera screen, because he wasn't talking to Jennifer. I thought that performance was good. I feel like that was a great, strong ending to this episode. Especially because, and I don't know if they're going to go that deep, but he's a technopath. So, I mean, who's to say he didn't feel some of, like, her uniform? I don't know. That might be looking too deep, but I did enjoy TC's performance this episode. So I got to give it to him.
Right. His kid play too hype.
with his lineup, his nostalgia. No. So what about your least favorite? Who's getting you?
I'm just gonna go with my old favorite, Grace and Anissa. They both of them gonna get my least favorite.
I figured, and I would have went with them too, but I said, nah, Cole gonna give.
I got you.
So I gotta go with Jefferson and Lynn.
Makes sense.
Because they just y'all been doing this too long. You've been doing this too long to still be having the same argument.
Especially without any. We really need to know what happened with that year jump, like between that year.
I don't know, but yeah, we need to know something. Because she's still talking about Gravedigger a year later. Girl, that's what you talking about. Whose line is it anyway? No,
she missing that thing.
Okay. What do you rate me?
You get on crack, you see, you know what happens.
Get out of here. 2-bit is okay. 2-bit been good.
Got a whole bar now in these streets.
I mean,
I have to give it I give it 2 lightning strikes out of 5.
Okay.
It was. I mean, I think I gave last week's episode 2 lightning strikes. Maybe, I don't know. 2 lightning strikes out of 5 lightning strikes, man.
Okay.
Tobias saved this episode, and there was a couple of things that happened that I liked, even though they weren't as executed very well. It was scenes that I enjoyed, and I was like, "Yo, that's actually pretty good." So
yeah. I'm with you. I gave it a 2.5 though. I felt like for the season that we've gotten the last 2, and for the season we've gotten this far, I think this was probably the best episode as far as holding your attention. It wasn't boring. It was fast paced. A lot of stuff happened. Regardless to the execution, there was a lot of progress being made. A lot of story developments. Like you can tell someone, "Oh, just watch the first episode and watch episode 4." You can't say, "Don't watch episode 4."
Yeah.
So that's why I give that a 2.5. I feel like that's middle of the road, and we may get better than this, but I don't know if I'm just hopeful. So 2.5. 2.5. Yeah, man.
We got a comment too.
Oh yeah, let's see what we got. Anthony, I really do admire you guys because you're making great conversations out of such a terrible show.
We've been with this show ever since the very beginning.
Man, the very beginning. I remember we was at Rob's house, and you was standing in the office, and I was standing in the hallway, and we was talking about Black Light. And I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a show." He's like, "Oh, you want a co-host?" And I was like, "I mean, sure. I don't know if I'm gonna do the show." And what? 2 episodes in, here we go. So, we've been doing this for years.
You kept me. Thank you. You inspired me.
Yeah. This has been one of my favorite shows to record. I mean, though the source material and all that great, it's it's one. But I've enjoyed.
Deserve a medal after this shit.
Bruh, we need to get some press passes and some backstage passes or something. They need to get DCCW. Y'all better give us something. We've been here since day one, doing the do.
Please.
Yeah. So that's it, man. That's it. What you got for us? Any final thoughts? So you're gonna go into your social medias?
Yeah, let me just go into social. Like I said, everybody, you can catch me on Instagram right about here. Look at that. And that's my social media for Instagram. But if you want to get with us on Mondays when we live tweet, it's at ColeJackson12. Just follow me, and you'll usually see some of the funniest, best conversation of Black Lightning that you'll see on Twitter, because I was going in with that Keep Sweating.
Yes. Yes. No, you're right. Same here. Check me out on Instagram, as you see posted below, CarefreeBlackNerd, CarefreeBlurred on Twitter, and email me, CarefreeBlackNerd@gmail.com, if you got some things to say, you want to get some thoughts off, you want to send a voice note, whatever, do that. And of course, check us for the pregame on Instagram, and check us for the live tweet on Twitter. And all the links will be in the show notes on all podcasting platforms, YouTube included. Yeah, so until next time, stay carefree, stay nerdy, stay geeky, and just stay out of Freeland. Or
keep people from putting your shit in storage.
That okay, and also stay aware of who you're marrying and make sure that you're doing like if you wake up out of a coma and your partner's like, "Hey, let's get married right now, this instant."
They know, fam.
You might want to be like, "How about I shower first and then let's wait a week because I'm still recovering."
Watch
No, oh my god. So yeah, man, that's been episode 4 of Black Lightning Matters podcast. Thank you all for listening and watching. Be good.